Welcome to this year's version of the Calvin Christian Collegiate Sports Parents Athletic Meeting. My name is Dave Pinto and I am the Athletic Director here at the Collegiate as well as one of the phys ed instructors. In a moment you'll meet Matt Clausen, who's one of my colleagues and the other phys ed instructor here at the Collegiate. This year has been a different start to the year, and for many students the start of the school year is associated with a return to school sports. But sadly, almost all school sports have been put on hold. The Manitoba High School Athletic Association has cancelled the volleyball and football seasons and will not be sanctioning any league play or tournaments as of right now. They also will not be holding any provincial championships in those fall sports. We also pertain to and participate with the River East Transcona School Division, who has also cancelled the volleyball season for this year. There are a couple of sports where competitions are still being held, and for us, golf is one of those sports, and we will have some students competing in this year's golf tournament. Throughout the fall, we will also be running some volleyball programs for our athletes who are interested in maintaining some skill development throughout the season. And currently we do have a few teams that have been following some guidelines that have been put in place that go hand in hand with what Volleyball Manitoba has recommended, as well as Manitoba High School Athletics Association. So following some of their guidelines, we are doing some small group training for volleyball this season. So there will be information coming out on that for some of the younger level athletes, hopefully later on this fall. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Clausen now, and he's going to show you a couple areas, a couple websites that we use to communicate information to you guys.
Hi there, I'm Matthew Clausen. I'm one of the phys ed teachers here at Calvin Christian Collegiate, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about communication through technological means here at Calvin. The first thing you're going to want to do is check out Calvin Christian's webpage, which is calvinchristian.mb.ca. Once you get on the main page, simply scroll down to the bottom of the page and you're going to see a link that says the Collegiate. Under there are 3 places where we communicate about athletics. The first place, and probably the most important, is the Calvin Christian Athletics website. Here you can see practice schedules for your team, tournament schedules, game schedules, a roster for your team. There's lots of good information there. Next, you can check out Power School, which on our Power School login, if you head there, there's a tab called the Daily Bulletin. The Daily Bulletin gives information like practice changes for the day, and the students hear those every day. However, we know sometimes our students don't always absorb those messages, so that's a good place that you can go and check out yourself to get some more information about the day-to-day happenings with Calvin sport. The other thing that you can check out is the circular blog, and it's also in that lower tab for the Calvin Christian website. The circular blog has updates and announcements. It talks about when we have a big victory in sport, we'll post information there. The nice thing about the circular blog is that you can subscribe, and when you subscribe, you'll get automatic emails that'll give you information, not just about athletics, but about other important happenings at Calvin Christian. Okay, and now we'll go back to Mr. Pinto, and he'll talk to you about the student handbook.
Thank you, Mr. Clausen, for sharing with us how we can find the information regarding our sports program. As he mentioned, our athletics website is a great source for information. On there you will find things such as our team rosters, our team schedules, contact information, as well as many resources for parents that we have put on there. One of the resources that I'm going to go through right now with you guys is the parent booklet, and that does contain lots of information regarding our program. Take some time to look it over, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I will put our email addresses on at the end of the video for you guys to be able to reach out. I'm going to start by talking about the uniform policy. From grades 7 through 12, we do have uniforms that we expect our students to use if they decide to participate in some of our team sports. In grades 7 and 8, T-shirts are available for purchase from the phys ed office. Usually they can come see myself or Mr. Clausen, and these T-shirts sell for $30. We only do sell the T-shirts, so black shorts are also a responsibility for each athlete. Please ensure that when you are purchasing your shorts that they are athletic shorts with no buttons, zippers, or pockets found on the shorts. When we get to our junior varsity and varsity levels, we do supply uniforms. For volleyball, it's a jersey, and then shorts are again the responsibility of each athlete. We do have a policy here at the school where we don't allow spanks in class or on the sports teams. So for volleyball, that you just need to be aware that when you are purchasing shorts for volleyball for the girls teams, please don't purchase spanks, as that goes against the school policy. And same thing, we do ask that you purchase black shorts, and again, no zippers, no buttons, no pockets on the shorts. For our basketball teams, we do have some newer uniforms, and 2 sets are provided, which do include the jersey and the shorts. Many of these uniforms are pretty pricey, so we do ask for a deposit check at the beginning of the season for both volleyball and basketball. And that just ensures that the students are taking good care of the uniforms and returning them at the end of the season. If they do get lost or ripped up or damaged, we will cash the deposit check, or if the student decides not to return the uniform, we do cash the deposit checks. For volleyball, the deposit checks are $100. For basketball, they are about $260, as they are 2 sets of uniforms. Transportation is the responsibility of each parent and athlete. Please make arrangements in advance to have your athlete, to have your student be available for practices, for games. The shuttle bus is not available unless you typically use it for transportation. If you are intending to drive other students, we do ask that you please fill out a parent-driver form so that you can transport others, and please send that back to the office for us, and you can download that parent-driver form on our website. Otherwise, again, feel free to email me and I can get you a copy of that. All athletes are required to fill out a participation form. This is a mandatory medical information form for use in emergency situations. We hope and pray that these forms will never be needed, but should they be, the appropriate contact information and health numbers will be available for the coaching staff. These forms will be viewed as private and confidential, and they will be returned to the PE staff after the current sporting season. So with these forms, they will be sent out to you through a link online. You can fill them out online, is what we have been doing. And again, if our seasons pick up and do start up, we will send a link for participation forms once teams have been formed. Calvin Christian has worked out a fee schedule for students participating in extracurricular activities, and these fees help assist in the cost of tournaments, officiating, league play, and just to become a member of the Manitoba High School Athletic Association. For high school athletes, there is an additional fee to cover costs of hotels and travel in case of tournaments. Often we have tournaments that go where teams go out to Brandon, so that is usually an additional cost to the athletics fee that is charged per sports season. Typically, our grade 7 and 8 sports, the fees are around $50 to $65, depending on the number of tournaments that we enter. And again, the prices for the junior varsity are around $160, $150, and at the varsity level, the prices are about $175. And all these fees can be paid online. We have a system that we can send an online invoice and you can pay with credit card, or you can send a check to the school. If you did want to pay with credit card, just send me an email so I can set up the invoice for you to be able to send you a link so that you can pay online. In 2007, a committee was formed to discuss the direction of athletics at Calvin Christian Collegiate. Through roundtable discussion with students and the constituency, a policy was written and adopted. This is our athletics policy. It's on our website, so you can go to the link on the website to take a look at that and take some time to read that. Our grade 7 and 8 teams adhere to the River East Transcona School Division Constitution guidelines. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, our grade 7 and 8 teams participate with the River East Transcona School Division sports leagues. And our junior varsity and varsity teams are part of the Zone 12 division here in the city, which is made up of many different independent schools throughout the city. So our junior varsity and varsity teams adhere to the Zone 12 Constitution guidelines, as well as the Manitoba High School Athletics Association guidelines. These guidelines are also posted on our website, as well as any important links that you may need, links to MHSAA or any other links to guidelines that are valuable for you to know. Finally, while sportsmanship is important in any setting, we feel that being in a Christian environment requires us to set the bar in this area. So this means cheering for all of our students, for all of our kids, all our participants to play their best, respecting the role of the coaches and referees in making decisions. We ask that you be supportive of your child's decision to participate in sport so that they may excel. Similarly, support the phys ed staff and coaches as they sometimes need to make difficult decisions related to team selection, playing time, etc. So with playing time, one question that always comes up, in the grade 7 and 8 levels, playing time is often very equal. Everybody gets equal playing time, and in grade 7 and 8 we're focusing on development and just getting the kids out on the court enjoying the game. Once we get to the grade 9 and 10 junior varsity levels, the playing time starts to become more at the coach's discretion, and same with our varsity teams. Once we get to junior varsity and varsity, it's not equal playing time. We do tend to try to get as many of our athletes out there. We don't want them sitting on the bench, but we do want to be competitive and play competitive to the game. So playing time won't always be equal. Just wanted to put that out there. But in grades 7 and 8, at our early years, we do focus on development and wanting the kids to enjoy the game. In our policy book, you will see a 24-hour rule, and it just says, if you as a parent ever have questions or concerns for your coaches, we ask that you wait 24 hours after a game before speaking with that coach. Sports can bring out a lot of emotion, and it's sometimes best to let your emotions settle before you deal with an issue. In addition, we ask that if you do have any questions or concerns, that you approach your child's coach first. Many times a conversation with the coach can give you a better understanding of the bigger picture. If in the event that you feel your concerns were not heard or addressed, it's at that time that you may approach myself or Mr. Clausen, and from there you can head over to administration if you need any more clarification. In this, we are following the biblical principle that is set out for us in Matthew 18. I hope I answered many of your questions. If I didn't, feel free to send me an email. My email address is pintod@calvinchristian.mb.ca. Mr. Clausen will also be willing to answer any questions you may have. His email address is clausenm@calvinchristian.mb.ca. Feel free to email us whenever you'd like. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. Or you can give us a phone call at the office, and then they'll put you through to us. Thanks again for watching, and hope to run into you guys and meet some of you, especially some of our new grade 7 parents. Hope to meet some of you guys soon and to run into many of you guys, hopefully in our gym, hopefully sooner than later. We're looking forward to working with your kids. Thank you.